Humans never stop transforming.
How can we make tomorrow better than yesterday?
How we respond to each moment informs the next.
I'm defending my community.
Likewise with our planet.
A place where people, nature harmoniously coexist.
We are at a pivotal moment, an opportunity
I also believe I have to do something
to transform the way we live, to inform the future we want.
I mean, that's a ballsy move.
For all of us.
The whole point is that life is beautiful.
I literally have to pinch myself.
I'm a father to two beautiful daughters. I'm also a husband, a son, a friend, an avid table tennis player, an actor.
Jamie Lannister on the room bike.
I'm a human being. As a species, whatever we imagined, we created. We believed the resources of nature were endless. We were wrong. This show is about solutions and the people behind them. My name is Nikolaj Coster-Waldau, and this is An Optimist's Guide to the Planet.
We're going to see Olafur Eliasson, who's an incredible artist. He's world-renowned. He makes these massive installations, and he's also used his art to talk about some of the big issues like climate change, and I just want to hear why it's important for art to be part of that conversation. All right, off I go.
Where are we sitting?
Where do you want to sit?
I need a microphone, I think.
Yeah. I was Googleizing you, of course, Olafur.
You were Googling?
When you go into YouTube, and I looked up, I wondered, and there's like 1 million films with you. It's like, it's never ending.
Yeah, you will get that too.
So you've been an artist now for working 30 years. What motivates you?
I remain desperate, increasingly desperate. I meet young people who are saying, I don't think we will have children. And I say, why is something wrong? Yeah, the planet. I was like, well, we just can't. And I'm not joking. And I go, oh, come on. I was like, that's really sad. How can we make tomorrow better than yesterday? In a way, I do think art is a language. So art is like able to talk about things that is otherwise hard to say. Mm-hmm. Like the climate crisis. You could say you have the world outside of, mm-hmm. and you can measure it in centimeters and in kilos and in physics, right? Mm-hmm. But we also have how we perceive the world. Yeah. And that's two different things. 1.2 billion tons of ice melts every year. Mm-hmm.
Olafur, sorry to interrupt, it's not 1.2 billion, it's 1.2 trillion.
Second take. So, yeah, 1.2 trillion. I don't even know what that means.
No.
It's 12 zeros. A cube of ice, which is 10 by 10 by 10 kilometers. So how do we make that palpable?
Hello.
Hello. This is Rosha and Ode.
Hi, Nikolaj.
They're working. Yeah, don't disturb. So we often use ice.
Where's this ice from?
Greenland.
Nice.
And that means it's
good.
It's probably 15,000 years. We're asking the ice to paint. Mm-hmm. We put color on top of the ice, and as it melts, it spreads out. And then we come back a little later, and then the painting has been painted by the ice. How do you tell a story so it actually is convincing? And we have just become numb If you feel marginalized, not listened to, then it looks pretty bleak with asking you to then also become a participant in this sort of movement around the climate. A lot of people feel that I'm not even going to vote. I'm not even going to engage because they're, well, who cares? Why do I matter? But this is a work of art. Maybe we can turn off the other light. When the sun is shining, you have a shadow, right? And you go like, oh.
There I am.
Exactly. And now here, there's like many shadows, as if I'm not just here now, I'm also like, it looks like time, right? And then the people start to move, just like small steps, to feel embodied, to feel that you are actually there. Oh, I matter. And if you leave, there's no artwork. And this is a way of making explicit the way I look at things actually matters. Art can offer something that politics can't, business can't, or you see a theater play, or you look at dance or literature or anything, right? You're like, that's how I feel. This is me. And when you leave here, my studio go like, whoa, I'm okay. And maybe all I need to do is just look down and see the earth underneath your feet. All you need to do is just sort that. Well, I still have a lot to do, but I'm not worth nothing. Yeah,
Because we have an iceberg that's melting.
Yeah, it's gone.
I'd like to go see it.
Yeah, let's take it out. It's like in the kitchen sort of programs where let's see the cake in the oven now.
Exactly.
You see that white dot there?
Yeah.
That's where the ice was. And this whole idea of melting ice, that is so abstract. You somehow can experience the story.
It really is beautiful. It kind of reminds you of those images you see of river deltas that come out.
Yeah, exactly, yes. It looks like nature. If you want to change, everyone can do something. And they have to.
What great art does is to play with perspective. Olafu's work invites me to see the world and ourselves in a new light. Every time I meet someone, I'm just blown away by their brilliance.
We've been all over the world. How are you feeling personally and about the show?
It's been more than I hoped for when we set out to do this. I think every place you go to has something unique and interesting and wonderful. I mean, I haven't met anyone that I couldn't have a laugh with. I mean, Olafu was very serious, but even we could have a laugh with him. There must be a way to just stop this thing, right? Ladevorgänge, bitte wählen Sie einen Ladeübergang. I'm sure it's not about pressing all the buttons. You have to put your card, the one you used.
Done. Good job.
All right, let's go to Hamburg. We're going to do a story about transitioning to hydrogen, which is high on the German agenda, but in Hamburg they want to power the whole city, and that's interesting. Jan?
Yes, that's me. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Do you take the ferry down here?
I've done it quite a lot of times, but it's a while ago.
All right, let's go down and have a look.
Okay, let's do it.
I was going to try and speak German, but also ich verstehe ganz viel, aber ich kann es nicht sprechen.
Okay.
So, what is your job? I should ask you.
I'm the managing director of a renewable energy Hamburg cluster. So our task is to decarbonize the energy system in Germany.
That sounds like an easy task.
It's a marathon, not a sprint, I think.
Talk to me about what we're passing.
On the right-hand side, you have the city with 2 million people. And on the left-hand side, you have the harbor, which is the third largest harbor in Europe. We have some of the largest metal, copper, and aluminum producers. So within, let's say, 100 square kilometers, you have a huge energy demand.
And Germany is kind of, in many ways, the powerhouse of Europe.
That is very much correct, I would say. Hamburg is the European wind energy capital, as we call it. We're talking about 4 euro cents per kilowatt hour. It's cheaper than anything else.
Yeah.
But they are fluctuating. And that is where green hydrogen comes in.
Why is hydrogen such an attractive energy source?
We have a lot of electricity here that is actually wasted every year.
Sometimes the wind is blowing like crazy, and we are producing way more electricity than we can actually use.
Absolutely. With hydrogen, you can store it, and of course, that is a game changer.
So, how long have you worked with this?
I've been working in this position for 12 years.
And compared to 12 years ago and today, what has happened?
The industry is not challenging climate change anymore. They know they have to decarbonize, they know they have to leave fossil fuels behind them, and this is the next stage, I would say.
It makes sense. If you're going to try to transform an entire city to renewables, you need the biggest energy users to be on board as well.
Have you seen my clown shoes? A size 49. Arnie and Sebastian?
Ah.
Hello?
Yes, hello, nice to meet you. You must be Nikolaj.
Yes.
Okay.
Nice
Hello,
to meet
Sebastian.
Sebastian, Arnie. So, what's that?
Yeah, indeed. You're right in the middle here when we're talking about transformation of steel.
You kind of feel like you just want to...
Like you would want to eat it, but I wouldn't recommend it, so they're a bit too hard.
A little too hard.
Not good for your teeth.
No.
But these are iron ore pellets, our basic material to produce steel afterwards.
Uh-huh.
So we're producing about 1 million tons of steel here per year.
1 million tons?
1 million.
Holy shit.
So we are here now, right, next to the electric arc furnace. We put in the scrap, recycling scrap, and the iron ore pellets, they're now molten by electricity. Per year, you can imagine 1 terawatt of electricity is used for this plant, which equals a city of 250,000 inhabitants. If we want to turn to climate neutrality, we need lots of renewable energy. And this is not yet here.
Here we go.
To feel the raw energy and extreme heat is exhilarating. But it also hits home just how high the energy demand is when it comes to heavy industry. Can we really transform this process?
That's a steel beam.
Yes.
Whoa!
It's a bit hot here.
But it sounds so simple. Okay, we'll just go to hydrogen. So how complicated is it to make that transition? Just in terms of what do you have to change here?
Let's say in theory, it's simple. We know how to do it. The pre-engineering has been done. It now needs to be started.
I think I'm melting.
Let's go. So to a cooler place, huh?
What hydrogen does is allow us to utilize all of our renewable energy because we can store it. But how exactly does it work? And how are we going to transform our infrastructure to get enough of it?
Is this where I'm parking? There you go. And you can pull right up to those doors there.
I mean, I don't have anyone in the car. I know where I'm going.
Welcome to our little facility here.
What is this whole plan?
What we are showing here is northern Germany, so it's Hamburg as well as Schleswig-Holstein.
When we started developing this master plan with all the wind turbines and all the photovoltaic systems, we would always face situations where the wind is not blowing and the sun's not shining.
Sure.
That part in the year, you probably need to have a storage that keeps roughly a fifth of Germany's electricity consumption over a year. Yes. So, and then having a storage that is this big, it was absolutely clear from the beginning we can't keep it in batteries.
No.
And the question was, where can we keep it? So this is why we went, okay, so when we have excess of electricity coming from renewable sources, we take the electricity, run an electrolysis system, and then create hydrogen and then store the hydrogen underground.
And by converting it into hydrogen, we can transfer this energy into other industry sectors.
The electrolysis is what makes the hydrogen, right?
The nice thing about electrolysis is really simple. You have two electrodes. This is where your current goes. And if you apply that to water, it rips the water apart to its two atomic elements, hydrogen and oxygen.
Can you show me?
Let's have a look.
That'd be great. Electrolyzer.
Electrolyzer.
Oh, there you go.
All right, that was a click. Now we need to wait for it. See, fan starting already. And now, here we go.
This is this size.
Yeah, this is a small one.
What is the size of the industrial scale?
Industrial size shipping container.
This looks like a coal power plant.
It looks like a coal power plant. It has been a former coal-fired power plant. We shut it down. And now on that side, instead of burning coal, what we want to do there for Hamburg is produce hydrogen.
Transforming existing infrastructure to fit the vision of a green Hamburg is the boldest part of this plan.
This is probably one of the most advanced coal power plants in the world that has been shut down. And now they're going to refit this into hydrogen energy. I mean, that's a ballsy move. Hallo? Christoph?
Ja, hallo.
Guten Tag.
Hallo.
Hi, my name is Nikolaj. Where are we now?
So, we are on the site of the Moorburg power plant, and this power plant is shut down in 2021. It was only for 5 years in operation.
Really?
And our plan is to build here a maximum of capacity of electrolyzers, so up to 800 megawatt electrolyzer.
Wow.
You can see here these pipes coming from this building where we clean up the water. So we use water from the Elbe. This water we can use for the electrolyzer.
Oh, this is incredible. The reason that you are turning this into a hydrogen power plant has got something to do with this enormous infrastructure, right?
Yes, we have the power connection to the site, and also we are close to the harbor, so also the pipeline connections to the customers will be the shortest as possible.
So what is the time frame?
So we will start with building the first step of the electrolyzer next year and go into operation in 2026. In Hamburg, we like to be carbon neutral in 2045.
Have you experienced in your lifetime, you were the same age, I think, that you have changed your mind or your view?
Definitely. I was a consultant about how to operate a coal power plant in the best way.
Yeah.
And I was joking at that time about the first windmills, and I thought, oh, this is never going to work.
This is never going to work.
And now we can see that we have in Germany over 40% of the energy comes from renewables. Now we think about how to ramp up it much faster.
Going to the top 24. Are you excited about this?
Of course. My children are 23, 24, so a lot of discussions at home about our future and their future. And that's the reason I believe I have to do something.
So this is Hamburg, the windmills, oil refineries, got a film crew. What will it be like 13, 15, 20 years from now?
20 years. So there's a big chance to make this as a nucleus for hydrogen business in Hamburg. I would be happy to say I was part of one big step to decarbonize the whole industry here in Sahara.
The lessons learned here can be expanded to all of Germany. You know, you need to get the technology going, and then we need to test it, and that's what's happening here. And then we can use green hydrogen energy all over the world. When it comes to climate change, it comes to CO2, the task is so enormous and overwhelming that you kind of go, how is that even possible? But they have the ambition, and they're doing it. This is exactly what's needed.
I believe when history's written, and we look back at this moment in time, this will be when we started the journey in reversing climate change. Understanding and learning from history plays a massive part for the people I'm about to meet here in Kenya.
You can really see the old and the new just constantly, you know, colliding.
And that's why I'm on my way to a special place that's transforming the very nature of conservation, forging balance between old and new.
Wow. Just beautiful.
This is the Masai Mara in the Great Rift Valley, 1,500 square kilometers, home to one of the largest animal migrations on the planet, and where a car will only get you so far.
Well, mud. This guy got stuck, and then he came out of it, and then he decided to get through with pure power. Yes, that was one way of doing it. He managed to get through, but by doing that, of course, he created more of a problem for the next car coming after him, because it got deeper.
You've been stuck before?
I have. Usually it's snow. Well, we got stuck. We have to find another route.
Luckily, we're meeting with Javan Sadera. He's lived here his entire life and knows these roads inside and out.
He's leading us on foot, and we are a whole crew of people sitting in the car, following him. And then he just says, "You go that way." Easy. This is like being in the south of Greenland with all the sheep. Good morning.
Good morning.
Are these your sheep?
These are my sheep.
So when you live here?
Yeah. National Conservancy model has the people inside the conservancy.
Sure.
So the people will not be forced out of their ancestral land. The massive community lives harmoniously with the wild animal, with the livestock. Right up there, you can see the black are the wild beast, while the white are the goats, the sheep, and the cows. Other conservancy models say that the wild animal has to be conserved alone. Now tourists come.
Well, there's no space for humans.
So there's no space for human. 10 years ago, the land was subdivided. Everybody was given like 30 acres, 50 acres.
Yeah.
And now intruders comes in who do not know the communal land use here. Everybody wants to fence his land, so grazing land became so small and it could not support our way of living. Because we entirely depend on the livestock. The poverty level was so high, and poverty forced them to sell the land.
Sure.
If things went the way they were going before natural life, everything about us was like to go to extinction. Natural Life Master Conservancy came in to rescue our land. Now, there's a certain lease fee paid to every landowner. So the Conservancy has saved the land from being sold. Natural Life Master Conservancy now is around 12,000 acres.
Wow.
It's an incredible achievement, but Javan is taking me to a place where the legacy of land division lives on.
Right here, we are in the middle of three main conservancies here. On this side, so we've got Olaro South. This side, we've got Nashula East. And the far end, we've got Siena Conservancies. See, we've got the longest fence here, down there up to the hill.
Sure. And have you seen the effect on the wild animals?
Yeah. The animals ought to move freely in between these three conservancies.
Yeah.
But then due to the fences, there is not that freedom. This fence prevents the wild beasts from accessing the hillsides where there is plenty of water. Some fences also act as traps. So you can get a lot of them killed on the way.
You're living right here?
That's a homestead. That's another homestead.
Yeah.
All these fallen logs were brought down by the elephant. It was feeding on it.
I always wanted to see elephants in the wild.
human-wildlife conflict is now higher as compared to when there was no fences.
They get frustrated.
They get frustrated. Sometimes we've got reported cases of a man or other people die of elephants.
Oh, really?
Yeah, sure. And the reason why is these animals are so much stressed because their migratory ways are blocked. It's a challenge to us as the people. It's a challenge to the livestock. It's a challenge to the wild animal. It makes me so angry. You know, we are fighting a fight that's so critical.
You cannot come in from our part of the world, come to here and say, this is how you do it. No, we're going to fence this off. We're going to protect these animals, because it just doesn't work like that. And the animals don't work like that.
Because I didn't know elephants were dangerous. We always kind of, they're the sweet Dumbo, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever played football with an elephant turd? I don't think you have. I'm just saying. Oh. Memo?
Yes, Memo.
What do you do here?
I'm a wildlife conservationist.
Why is it so unique what happens here?
In National,
Yeah.
well, it's 100% community-led conservancy, which is very rare to find here in Kenya. My own parents themselves, they told me, mbona unafanya kazi ya mzungu? Why are you doing a white man's job?
White man's job?
Yeah, that's a white man's job, because it's a stereotype that we have that anything to do with wildlife and taking care of the environment, that's not your job as an African. Because the leaders out there in conservation, the NGOs out there, are mostly led by these foreigners.
Conservation is about someone, a white man or a woman from the outside coming in,
Yeah.
buying up some land,
Yeah.
closing the borders and creating a
Yeah.
safe haven for animals, but you keep people out. This is different.
The reason National is unique is because they are focusing on using also indigenous data to conserve the wildlife. So in terms of the Maasai culture, they do believe in coexistence. So National itself, the name means to coexist with wildlife.
Oh, that's the
Yeah,
meaning.
that's
Okay.
the meaning of National, to coexist. One of the things that we're really trying to focus on is just having an open corridor for wildlife. So removing like the fencing structures. And also what we're trying to do is educate the community and give them a source of employment and for them to appreciate conservation for what it is. That wildlife is our heritage and it's our part to take care of it first.
In the past, for the Maasai, conservation has meant being forced out and fenced off from their land. But the National model is transforming that relationship into one of opportunity and income.
I didn't expect a pool.
A map of Africa with Madagascar on the side.
Well, Madagascar.
For the little ones.
Yeah. What is this place called?
Oldarpoi, Mara Camp.
This hotel, there are no fences around. The wild animals can walk into camp.
Exactly. Because we agreed, let's coexist. Where's the island?
Hang on a second. So, just
there is. So, nature and wildlife.
That is just wildlife.
That's wildlife.
Yeah, that's just.
And they graze together with the cow, with the cattle.
Oh wow. Are you a Maasai?
I am Maasai.
So, everybody who works here, from the CEO,
right,
to the whole staff.
Yes.
It's all Maasai.
All these are Maasais.
This is big business.
This is big business for my community.
What if I go to another camp? What would that normally look like?
Out of 10 staff, maybe 1 or 2 would be local.
Wow.
And they're all in Maasai land.
Most of the money made does not go to the Maasai.
It doesn't.
It goes away.
Very little. It's just a drop in the ocean.
Have you lived all of your life here in the Masai Mara?
Unfortunately, all my life I've lived in the city. I lost my identity. I would wake up in the morning, of course, do my duties very well, but deep inside me...
You're not happy?
I'm not happy. And what I thought was, I got a skill in hospitality. As opposed to training other people in Nairobi, come back home. Bring that skill, bring that knowledge back to your people. It's a burning desire in me. So I heard about National, admitting students. I And they said, wait a minute, a catering school in the heart of the Mara.
The National Conservancy decided to start a college specializing in hospitality, giving the next generation more choice when deciding their future.
So these are the chefs?
Yes.
And another chef? Hi. Hi. I assume you like to cook.
Yes.
Why did you want to do this?
For this education, it will be more important for us to take because it empowers us or it gives us more knowledge. Right now, I'm a warrior. So as being a warrior, I'm defending my community.
Why not go to Nairobi and seek education?
We are used to our community, so we are used to the animals around us. We are used to our nature.
The table,
Yeah.
it's quite set well.
Yeah.
All right?
Sure.
But we need more water. This is an industry, right, that creates a lot of job opportunities.
And how many hotels or camps or do you think exists in all of Masai Mara?
To be modest, more than 500. It is in our doorstep. We need to capitalize. And then we will be able to achieve the target of 70% jobs given to the locals. Nashula has given me and many, many, many other Maasais a platform. Nothing is impossible now.
What do you want for your kids?
I want my kids to come and find the land the way I found it from my father and my grandfathers. I want my children and grandchildren not to go and pay fee to go and view the wild animal.
Sure.
Just to make sure that our way of life goes on. That's my wife.
Oh, that's your wife? Hello. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
This is my daughter.
Oh, you're so sweet.
This is my firstborn.
Hey. Beautiful jewelry.
Thank you.
For my wife, she makes earrings like that.
Your wife?
Yeah, she's from Greenland, but they have the same culture of jewelry. How long does it take you to make one of these?
This one.
Yeah.
This one is 10 days.
10 days?
Yes. This one is 1 day.
1 day? Yeah.
3 days.
30 days?
2 days. Wow. Nice one.
And then
Nice pictures.
So this is a little bit like your earrings.
Yeah.
Right? There's so many indigenous people around the world. In the same story as here, they often live in places of extreme beauty. And also often you have hotel chains that come in. And again, it's that thing about nobody cares about them. We'll just do it. And what's interesting, of course, with this conservancy is that they've stepped up and they've taken ownership. Can you show me something?
Yeah, I want to show something. I want to show you how our model is working. Fence have been brought down here. Do you hear the sound?
Holy shit, they're fast.
Very fast.
Wow.
One single kick is enough to bring down a lion.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There's just something about this that it's so powerful and it feels so right. And then you have the wildebeest.
Most of them are pregnant, almost giving birth.
I literally have to pinch myself. So beautiful. So lion also come here, I guess.
We've got plenty number of lions, like the hill here, the small hill here.
Listening to what's come before you, understanding the history of a place. We have to coexist with nature. We can definitely learn from the Maasai. I always thought a lion would be the most dangerous.
No. It's one of the most friendly animals.
Oh, really?
Unless you are cast by the elders.
Let's cross our fingers.
Owning land has been the seed of conflicts all over the world. But one country doesn't have that problem. In Greenland, you can't own land. To Greenlanders, land is shared. But that doesn't mean Greenlanders aren't competitive. Time to find out if my worldwide table tennis practice has paid off.
The day has finally arrived. Greenlandic Table Tennis Championships, and I will be competing in the age group of 50 above, which is basically 50 until death. I feel confident, and I think I just have to find it, because the location, I think it's up this hill. Okay. This is it. You ready? Let the championships begin.
Over the next few days, I'll face off against competitors in round-robin play. First singles, then doubles. We play to 11 points and must win by 2. Best out of 5 games.
An mister?
Yeah.
The level of play is a completely different game from what I'm playing. I feel like my confidence is gone. Nu starter jeg med at få klø. Det synes jeg er hårde betingelser. You start with the best player. It's not fair.
How's Nikolaj doing?
Well, he's doing pretty good. He just lost, but I'm still very proud of him.
Miracles do happen. I won a game. I won 2 games out of, so I think I'm on to the quarterfinals. Oh. Ah! God damn it. I think that, to be fair, there are moments where we probably saw the most beautiful table tennis of the whole tournament. Unfortunately, in the long run, it just wasn't enough. I lost, but I'm not a sore loser. My wife can attest that I'm the best loser in the world.
That's it for singles. Tomorrow, I'm playing doubles.
Just spoke to a young woman.
She's a musician and a producer. She's part of this festival, Arctic Sound.
We're gonna watch her perform?
Yes.
Are you saying that you find it boring to watch table tennis for 3 days?
I didn't say that, but I like music better.
This next song, lyrics are pretty dark, but it's about being in a dark place but choosing happiness.
As Olafur reminded me, art can change your perspective And Aga and her beautiful music gives me all the inspiration I need to face the doubles part of the tournament. But Nugaga has other plans, a very Greenlandic adventure.
Hi, hi. How many dogs do you have?
I have 17 with the puppies right now.
We are going to go for a ride with you. Hi, Aga. Welcome. This is Aga. This is Julia. And I heard this is your first time on a dog sled?
It is my first time, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. They're so strong. They're ready.
Yeah, sometimes a little too ready.
My doubles partner in Greenland, he asked me to buy him a case. Oh, I think he would be thrilled with this, but it's just, is it more like the blue?
I would go yellow.
Yeah, I think yellow too. He's gonna be so happy.
Det var lige det, du ønskede dig, ikke? Ja, ja. The long journey came to an end. We have now been knocked out, unfortunately, of the Greenlandic Championships, but it's all about being together, young and old. But we've been inside here for too long, need to get out. The weather's beautiful. Hi, Aga.
Hi.
Thank you. I'm talking English to you because
All good.
you did a song. What was you called it? You called it reggae emo. What was it?
Emo reggae.
Emo reggae.
Yeah.
You said something which I thought was interesting. You said it's a song about choosing happiness and how it's something you have to choose over and over again.
Yeah.
The messaging when it comes to the big issues like climate change, poverty, education, gender equality, it's often very doomsday-like, as
Right.
if we're on the edge of.
Seems hopeless.
Yes.
Because we're told that the world is open and the world is in our hands, the future is in our hands. And at the same time, we've been left a world that's really chaotic in many ways, and so many bad things are happening, especially coming from a part of the world like this, where we have a big issue of like suicide rates. And people ask, like, well, what's the matter? Why should we keep going? Why should we keep going when the statistics are like this? And I mean, that's the reason why we should support the people around us and do our best to be a good part of our world.
Where does art fit in?
Art and culture in those senses can communicate something that numbers and statistics can, and that reforms and political plans can't do. To see our own culture as something important, something that we want to preserve. And that's also how you connect and relate to someone else from the other side of the world, maybe.
Yeah. And find out that we're not that different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These stories and connection.
Are you hopeful for the future?
I'm very hopeful. Even 4 years ago, my outlook on life was so different. I had this hopelessness. I really had this feeling that there's no use in anything. But then this life reminded me that it's not hopeless.
Something's growing.
Yeah, something's growing. Yeah. Coming into this world in September.
You're gonna be a first-time mother, right?
Yeah, expecting a kid myself. I mean, I have to, and I want to, believe in a bit of better future. I don't necessarily believe in saviors and heroes, but in helping each other, having this hope. Because some days we forget. But the whole point is that life is beautiful.
And it was very inspiring to meet like a young artist who has hope. And just a beautiful, inspiring. You meet someone like that, you go, of course we're gonna be fine. We talk about solutions to the big issues that we face. We've traveled all over the world. We've seen small scale, massive scale. It occurs to me that the biggest resource we have is us. And that's why I'm an optimist and I have real hope that we can solve these problems. Because we can.
This smells amazing.
You like soup, right?
I love soup. Who doesn't like soup?
I'm not a carving champion.
Wow, well, this is wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you for coming to Yeligo.
Yes. What a great experience.
Yeah.
Great.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Tomorrow will be better than today. And hey, we've got dogs.